This pretrial review is in the matter of CFI 034-2022 and is being held by way of video conference before Justice Lord Angus Glennie, with the sitting of the hearing taking place in Dubai. Any orders or directions made during the course or after this hearing will be issued by the registry in Dubai on the judge's instructions. The claimant is represented by Stevenson Harwood Middle East. Lead counsel is Mr. Mark Lakin. The defendant is represented by Baker Tilly Law Corporation for Legal Consultancy. Lead counsel is Mr. P.V. Shaheen. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Lakin, I think you're the claimant. Do you want to kick off?
Yes, Your Honour. Happy to. Would Your Honour appreciate any details on the case? I understand you were the judge, the adjourned PTR hearing that was then further adjourned until today.
Yes. Can I just say, I think it was this case where parties just took it into their own hands to decide to adjourn the PTR, and I think that's right, and basically bounced the registry into having no option but to adjourn it. And if that was the case, that shouldn't happen again.
Understood, Your Honour, and apologies again. It was agreed at a late stage that the PTR and the hearing date should be moved in light of the developments in the case and the slow movement through the disclosure and witness statement cases.
But if that's going to be done, it should be done with the approval of the court rather than the court being presented with a fait accompli.
Understood, Your Honour.
Anyway, we are where we are. I've seen your various checklists and the agreed timetable. There's one or two matters I want to raise with the agreed timetable, but I think, first of all, I think, Mr. Lakin, you have lodged yesterday, was it, a new expert report, a further expert report?
Yes, that was in accordance with the directions that were set down. So that was the reply statement of Ms. Ellen Radley, the forensic expert instructed by the claimant. We don't understand that the respondent has filed a reply report from their expert. I don't know if they could comment on that.
Mr. Shaheen, what's your position on that?
We have not submitted anything yesterday, and we didn't get a chance to review what has been submitted by the claimant side yesterday. I'm yet to review it.
How long would you need to review it?
A week's time, I can come back.
Is that all right, Mr. Lakin, that they have a week to decide whether to put something else in? So we've still got eight weeks or so till trial, I think. Six to 8 weeks.
Six weeks, yes. So your order of the
what did I order?
So I'm just provided that the supplemental reports be. Okay, I'm looking at the previous. The supplemental expert reports be exchanged by 4 p.m. on the 14th of August, which is what we did.
Yesterday, yeah.
It was yesterday, and we received nothing from the defendant. So they missed the time for doing so. And maybe
let me ask Mr. Shaheen, you've had that timetable that if you wanted a further supplemental report, you had to do it by yesterday.
Yes,
presumably, on the basis you haven't put one in, it's because you didn't think it was necessary to lodge a supplemental report. Is that right?
I'll take instructions from the client and the expert, Your Lordship. I may apply for an extension of time by a week. If Your Honor may please allow me.
I'm not going to grant a general extension of time unless there's a reason for it, unless there's something substantive you want to raise. This is for supplementary reports on the basis that you had already seen their first report. Yes, and you must have known whether you want to add something or contradict something.
I'll have to take instructions, Your Lordship. I'll come back on this.
Well, Mr. Lakin, what do you say to that?
I'm certainly not in a position to agree to an extension of time now, and obviously it puts us at a slight disadvantage in that we've complied with the order. We've served our supplementary report. Now,
I think the best thing would be if I was to make no order at the moment, allowing a further report by the defendant, and simply to say that if you decide you want to put something else in, you have to make an application in the proper way. And if you can reach agreement, all well and good. If not, you'll need to make an application to the court and explain the reasons you are late and what the purpose of the report is.
Yes, Your Lordship, we'll do that.
You happy with that, Mr. Lakin?
yes, that's
We'll do that, but I don't feel you've got to put a report in just because the other side have.
Yes, I understood.
Okay. Right. Mr. Lakin, I think the other thing in your checklist is you need some directions about video evidence. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And I believe the defendant will also, because we've seen that they have proposed that Mr. Shetty give his evidence remotely as well. From the claimant's part, 3 of the claimant witnesses of fact are employed by the bank in different locations now, Canada, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. And given each of those witnesses is only scheduled for an hour to an hour and a half of cross-examination, the claimant's position is it would be a disproportionate cost to require those 3 witnesses to travel to Dubai for their cross-examination.
Yes. Mr. Shaheen, you've got 1 witness in the same boat, have you?
He's here, so we don't have any time zone difference in there.
Sorry?
Our expert witness is in UAE and the other witness is also close by, so we don't have any time zone differences there.
Mr. Shetty is where is he based?
He's here.
He's here. And
Mr. Albert.
But are you proposing then to call him live, face to face, or by video link?
Yes, Your Lordship, they can appear.
They can appear, yeah. I see. So there's no need for you to have any order about video evidence being taken by video link.
Since we are having it online, is it not anyway a video link that we provide them? And
well, what is it? What is the normal system? It's online as far as I'm concerned. But are you intending the witness to be in a room in the courtroom, or every witness is done by video link?
Normally in online hearings, what we do is we give the link to the witness and the witness appear. Suppose the witness needs any assistance with the documents, one of the junior counsels will seek permission from the Honorable Court and the registry and will be sitting next to him without talking anything, just to assist him with the documents. This is how we normally.
You're asking just for the usual order about video evidence.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think that sounds sensible, given it's a video trial anyway. So, do you need any special order then, Mr. Lakin? Or you just have a direction that all witnesses be taken by video link?
Apologies, we hadn't understood that the hearing was fully by video in September.
Are you going to be there?
We certainly were planning on being there.
Where is there?
In the DIC courts.
In the courtroom.
In the courtroom in the DIC.
I won't be there.
You won't be there.
I'll be in Scotland.
I see. We had certainly been intending to be in Dubai to attend the hearing.
The previous trials I've done done remotely, I think both parties have been in their own offices. Alia, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think both parties can be in their own offices, and so long as the witness is in a separate room, without anyone helping or assisting in any way, apart from finding relevant documents, and that for that purpose, it's usually a person who's not connected directly with the case. Then that's the way that we would normally work it. if you're happy with that, there's no particular point in one side or even both turning up in court so that they can take evidence by video link from a witness who's not there.
I entirely agree with that. So yes, if we're proceeding on that basis, then we're happy to go that way.
I don't know whether you need any special order to that effect, or that's just taken as the norm. Alia, there's no need for any special order to that effect, is there?
No, there is not.
No, thank you. We'll proceed on that basis.
And we'll make necessary preparations for the 3 individuals to attend places in Hong Kong, Shanghai,
Yeah.
etc.
And as I say, if they need to be someone to help point them to the right page or write anything else, that can be done. And as long as you let each other know what arrangements you've made.
Yes, Your
Honor. I want to discuss the timetable with you both in a minute, but is there anything else on your checklist that requires an order at this stage?
Nothing further from the claimant side.
Mr. Shaheen, anything from your side?
It's all agreed and submitted on 12th of August.
Yeah.
So if your lordship has comments, yeah.
Sorry?
So lordship have any comments, then we can discuss. Yeah.
No, I'm happy with that. The only thing, can we look at the timetable, please?
Sure.
It's very helpful to have got a detailed timetable of this sort, but I'm confused by some things. You give sitting time from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Is that meant to be UK time or local time or what?
These are.
Sorry, Karen.
UAE time is my understanding, Your Lordship.
What is 10 o'clock UAE time? That's 7 o'clock UK time, is that right?
Yeah.
Is it still 3 hours difference in September, or is it 4 hours difference?
I think it's 3 hours.
3 hours difference. So this is then 7 till 2. That's an early start for us who live in a different part of the world.
Yes, Your Honor. Certainly, from the claimant side, we'd be happy to start a bit later and finish a bit later to accommodate London UK timings.
But I've got to accommodate Mr. Shaheen as well, who's
Yes.
based in the UAE.
No.
One possibility would be to. Do we need the other thing is that 10 till 5. That's 7 hours. It's rather longer than a usual court day. What I would have thought was we could have something like 9 till 3 UK time. You're muted, Mr. Shaheen.
Yes, Your Lordship. So which starts at 12 for UAE time.
And finish by about 3 UK time, which would be 6 o'clock.
No problem.
Yeah. Now that knocks an hour off it, I think. Is that the other problem I've got is this: so on the 3rd day, that's the 26th, I have to stop by 12 o'clock UK time. I have a plane to catch. Okay. So it's not flexible. I'm quite happy if it would help people to sit early and make up and going back to the day 1 and 2. We could, if we need the time, we could make it 8 till 3 UK time, which would be 11 till 6 UAE time. Does that suit you, Mr. Shaheen?
Yes, Your Lordship, is perfect.
So 8 to 3, which will give you the same number of hours on day 1 and day 2. And then on day 3, simply 8 till 12 UK time. Now that would lose a bit of time it would, I think, take you through to
2 hours difference, that's it.
It would take you through to the end of item 14 in terms of timing. but it wouldn't leave time for oral submissions.
Thank you. I think that would be workable. I think maybe if we could just go away and confer with the defendant's counsel on where to take the time from. We have some relatively chunky periods for cross-examination of the experts and cross-examination of Mr. Shetty, and it may be that the defendant, we have an hour to an hour and a half for each of the claimant's witnesses, and so I think we can probably find time in there so that everything fits in and we still have the time for oral closings on the third day.
Yeah, so it would effectively mean finishing all the evidence on the second day.
Yes.
And then having 3 hours of submissions on the third day.
Should be all right, Your Lordship, because the expert witnesses, one expert is 3 hours cross-examination, the other expert is 6 hours cross-examination. So we have to find a way there. And Dr. Shetty's cross-examination is going to 7 hours. I doubt if that is for my learned friend to decide. I'm just pointing out where the bulk of time is going.
It doesn't quite work out like that. That's just how it's kind of broken down in the table. So I think there's 3.5 hours for Mr. Shetty's cross-examination. That could be shortened slightly, I think. As you say, the experts, both experts, each expert is to be cross-examined for 3 hours, but there could be some time found there, I think, as well.
Well, look, can I leave it for you to consider some revisions to the timetable just to fit in with that timing?
Sure, Your Lordship. We will agree.
And we'll need also, though, if we're starting at 8 and going through till 3, it makes no sense to have a lunch break as late as 12 o'clock. So we'd need to bring the lunch, well, call it lunch for what it's worth, mid-morning snack at about 11 or something like that, if that suits.
Yes.
And if we
Yes.
can proceed on that basis, and if there's any difficulty, if it can be notified to the registry and they can ask my opinion to help resolve matters, but I'm sure you two can agree these matters between yourselves. So can you lodge an revised agreed timetable within a week?
Yes, Your Lordship. Yes.
Very well, thank you. So is there anything else then that needs to be done at this stage? I'm not aware of anything.
No, nothing else. You know, the preparations of the hearing bundles and the like are in process, and we don't envisage any issues meeting the dates required by the your previous order.
Yeah, that's fine. Alia, is there anything else I've missed out?
No, Your Honor.
No, very well. Then we'll close this hearing at this stage, and if you can lodge a document within 7 days from today, that would be helpful. And otherwise, we'll see you on the 23rd of September. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.